This is a presentation from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, course ISM 674, System Analysis Design Project. The project is called an Integrated Human Resource System. The goal of the project is to create, design, an integrated human resources system. At the moment, a higher education organization currently uses separate custom homegrown applications to manage all the human resource data. So there is a lot of problems with data accuracy since a lot of entries are done in multiple systems. So the goal of our integrated human resource system is to combine the subsystems. For example, we want to input employee information, all the biodemographical data, address, everything to do with the employee in one system. We also want to manage the benefits for that employee, and also employees need to put in their timesheet and enter their worked hours and have approvals for the pay period. And sometimes once or twice a year, an employee will have a performance review that will be created and managed by their own supervisor. And of course, an integrated human resource systems wouldn't be complete without job posting and the hiring process. So the goal of our systems is to have one place for everything related to human resources personnel. Okay, here's the use case diagram in which you can see we divided the big system into 5 major subsystems. In the employee management, the employee will be able to view the pay statements and deductions for each paycheck. The employee will also be able to use the timesheet management that you see here at the right side of the employee. The employee will be able to enter the worked hours, view the timesheet, and approve the timesheet. The employee also will have benefits and will interact with the employee benefits management and be able to view benefits and request benefits. Now let's take a look at what does the manager will be able to do. The manager will of course be able to use the employee performance management to create reviews and update reviews of the employees that he or she supervises. The manager also will be an integral part of the job posting management subsystem, and he will be able to view applicant information during the hiring process. Now we have the employee management, and the human resources officer will have the most administrative power in a lot of those subsystems. The human resources officer will be able to hire an applicant, update employee information, and also terminate employment. The human resource officers will be able to view employee performance reviews. And what's very interesting also, the human resource officer will administer and be able to view applicant information within the job posting management. So the human resource officer really will have the administrative role throughout all these 5 subsystems. The employee, the manager, and the job applicant will be users. And of course, the job applicant finally, using the job posting management, will be able to apply for a job, view job application status, and hopefully he will be able also to be interviewed and be hired. So let's look here at the activity diagram of how the business process will be for an applicant that is hired. So here in the beginning, we see here that the HR officer will log on with the username and password. If the username password is correct, then the main display will be shown. He or she will click on Add Employee, then we'll create an employee as displayed in edit mode. We'll submit that information, and the system will create a new employee record in the database, and then it will display a success message to the manager. The main menu will be displayed again, and then the HR officer will be able to set up payroll. So the payroll screen is immediately displayed in edit mode, and the HR officer will be able to input the salary and also some other information about the payroll and be able to submit. The information will be saved in the payroll database table, and the success message will be displayed. Okay, so now to another activity diagram. This will depict the update employee information business process. As usual, we always start with the login with the username and password, and then the main screen is displayed. So in this case, we have a human resource officer that logs on to with the username and password, and the main the main screen is displayed. So the HR officer clicks on Update Employee. On this screen, the HR officer will be able to do the following. She or he will be able to edit information in payroll, timesheet, benefits, and also be able to view performance review, and also will be able to manage and administer organizational access. So, and then let's say that the employee is displayed in edit mode in the selected subsystem. The HR officer will be able to do the updates as necessary. We'll click a submit button, and the system will update and save the entered information in all the necessary pertaining subsystem. A display success message will be displayed, and then it will go back to the main menu as well at the end, so that the HR officer may log off, or we will be able to do some other updating using the same system. Very well. So now we went through two activity diagrams. I have another activity diagrams that is a little bit different, because the actor in this workflow is actually the manager. And it's about how a manager creates and updates performance reviews for employees. So the manager logs on to the system with a username and password, and the manager main screen is displayed, which is different than the HR officer main screen, because the manager does not have administrative tasks as much as the HR officer does. So the manager right now is trying to create a performance review. So the manager click on Create Employee Review. The system queries the database and lists only employees that the manager supervises. So the manager will be able to see a list and will be able to see and select the employee to which he or she wants to create a performance review. The manager enters the employee review for that fiscal year and clicks Submit. The system will save the employee review data, display a success message, and take the manager and display the main menu for the manager. And the manager may create a new performance review to another employee that he or she supervises, or will be able to log off the system or be able to view the performance review that he or she just created. So this is my presentation about the activity diagram. This is part 1, and the class diagram was done by another colleague of mine, and the sequence diagrams were made by another colleague of mine, which is in a separate presentation. Thank you.